There's no doubt that the 2024 Texas Longhorns belong to Quinn Ewers. But anyone who watched that Texas Longhorns spring game yesterday, well, Arch Manning declared that, hey, he's here. Let's talk about it. Welcome to the voice of college football. My name is Sonny Verma, and I am a voice of college football, trying to do my best to cover the Texas Longhorns for this upcoming season. If you haven't yet before, go ahead and hit that like button before we get started. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's completely free. Stay tuned to this channel every Monday night at 7 Eastern. We'll have the Mark Rogers and Matthew Miller on for Texas Huddle Live. It's a show basically where we just kind of recap what's going on with the Texas Longhorns throughout the season. And right now, yesterday, most Texas Longhorns fans are talking about let me rephrase that. Most of the college football world is talking about the absolute monster performance that Arch Manning was able to pull off yesterday at the Texas Longhorns game, spring game. Arch went 19 for 25 with 355 passing yards and 3 touchdowns. He did have an interception, but it was more of a Hail Mary play that, we're not going to hold too much against him. Quinn Ewers wasn't slated to play very much, and unfortunately, he did have a pick six, which kind of makes this whole Arch Manning performance stick out even more. Now, granted, we know what the media is going to do about this, and let's just rest that case here right now. Quinn Ewers is the starting quarterback for the Texas Longhorns. And this can be a conversation we can have for another day about how good Trey Owens looked. Trey Owens, a true freshman who I believe was the 21st highest rated quarterback in the 2024 composite rankings. I'm not so sure about that. Trey went 14 for 21, 228 yards, and 3 touchdowns himself. So one thing we know for sure, Texas was in the argument for having the best quarterback room in the country. At the conclusion of that spring game, there's no longer an argument. The Texas Longhorns now, their quarterback room is completely stacked thanks to the recruiting of Coach Sark. Now back to Arch Manning. The best parts of him were not just his stats. His stats were fantastic, and let's be honest, his throws were nice. He wasn't focused on just taking his first read. He looked at his second reads. A bunch of his throws were his second reads. What does that tell you? That tells you that you have a quarterback who's getting more comfortable in the system. He's growing more confident in his own abilities. He threw with poise. He threw with the proper footwork. He made the right anticipatory throws. Arch Manning is growing up as a college football player, and that's extremely important for this team because this team has championship aspirations, not SEC championship aspirations. This team was in the national playoff just last year. This year, they want to win it all. There's a reason their over-under in Las Vegas is as high as any other team in the country. The team knows it. The coaching staff knows it. The talent is here. But what can derail a potential championship team? Let's ask the Florida State Seminoles from last year. If something were to happen to your starting quarterback, who for the Longhorns, again, without a doubt, it's going to be Quinn Ewers, do you have the guy in place who can still lead your team without such a big drop-off? I think yesterday Texas proved that they do. I think Texas fans can be a lot more confident than a lot of the other contenders in the country. Ohio State can't seem to figure out who their starting quarterback is. They're still having rumblings about that. I think Texas has 2 quarterbacks who could start for 115 teams in the country. This is Quinn Ewers' team. But having a guy like Arch Manning throw the way he did yesterday, now granted, for those Longhorns fans watching the game, there was certainly some questions to be had about the defense he was playing against. They did not look good. A lot of the throws The wide receivers simply got behind the secondary, and those are questions that the defensive staff is going to have to answer. But another way to look at it is that Texas defense is not going to have to play an offense like that Texas offense for months, even going into the season. So this is the best offense that defense is going to have to play for a while. There's still time to, figure out some of the issues that they might have on defense. But rest assured, what feels great as a Longhorn fan today is that you have a top-notch quarterback now, a guy who's been in Coach Sark's system for 3 years now. He's going to be starting for his third season. But the guy behind him, one of the most heralded prospects in college football history, with a name that even casual fans recognize in Manning. He yesterday played like he was the one who has been starting for 3 seasons under the same system. The future is bright for Texas Longhorns fans. And there's no better way to keep up to date with all Longhorns information than right here on this channel. Please, on your way out, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. You can follow us at Horns Central. And a simple reminder, on Monday nights, we will have the Texas Huddle live with the Mark Rogers and Matthew Miller. And should there be any commits this weekend or at all this week, I'll try to have a video up immediately kind of talking about recapping who the guy is that we're bringing in. Hopefully we'll be bringing in a couple of defensive linemen coming soon. I know there's a linebacker that they feel very good about, and I'll have that video tape ready immediately. Best way for you to stay tuned is hit that subscribe button, hit that notifications button, and we'll talk to you later. Hook up.